Good morning. Making sure that every resident has a safe, high-quality place to call home is a foundational goal of my administration. And to realize this goal, we created the City of Lincoln Affordable Housing Coordinated Action Plan, which, thanks to our Lincoln City Council, was adopted as the guiding document in our work to meet the affordable housing needs of some of our most vulnerable community members. And the number one recommendation made by the Affordable Housing Coordinated Action Plan is to build strategic partnerships to create more affordable housing. Our plan also identifies that the top priority for these partnerships should be development of a pool of funding that can be deployed to lower or share the inherent risks, financial risks, taken by those who step forward to develop affordable housing. Our plan acknowledges that all housing development comes with a level of risk. The developer often takes on a significant amount of debt in the hope that rent or sale prices will be sufficient and units will fill fast enough to cover that debt. The banking and financing community take on risk when they loan money to developers. And even the contractors and subcontractors take on risk that payment for their services will come, even if the project is not as successful as the developer had hoped. The Affordable Housing Coordinated Action Plan specifically calls out that for Lincoln, there are few options for lowering or sharing the level of risk that these partners must take on in order to incentivize and create the affordable housing that our community needs. We are eager to change the math and achieve a bottom line goal that benefits everyone: more high-quality homes that families can afford, making neighborhoods more stable and our community more successful. Today, we take a big step forward in changing the math to create more financing options and incentives that help our community achieve our affordable housing goals. And I'm so pleased to stand here with our philanthropic and private sector partners and leaders to announce the expansion of Community Development Resources, or CDR. CDR is an existing community development financial institution that will take on ambitious new responsibilities as they grow their small business portfolio and expand their mission to include affordable housing. CDR and its expansion into the affordable housing space will help our city achieve big goals, supporting better outcomes for individuals, revitalization for neighborhoods, and economic growth for the city overall. CDR will do this by investing more capital and putting to work new financial tools to expand lending to small business owners and to support those who create or rehabilitate affordable housing, creating more high-quality homes for families in Lincoln. And with the growth of available dwelling units in our city using these new incentives and tools, we also will help ease market pressure and drive down the cost of housing for residents at every income level. CDR's expansion is threefold, and today we announce: 1, an expanded board and new leadership for the effort; 2, the addition of a new mission to the organization's portfolio, affordable housing; and 3, a major commitment to raise $10 million in capital. Raising $10 million will allow CDR lending assets to grow to $50 million. This is truly a big opportunity for our community. And now I'd like to invite up to the podium someone who loves big opportunities and bold and meaningful initiatives and who has played a lead role in this one, Barbara Bartle, president of the Lincoln Community Foundation. She's here to tell you more about the vision for community development resources. Barb?
Thank you, Mayor. In 2016, the Lincoln Community Foundation launched the Prosper Lincoln Community Agenda. This agenda focuses our eyes on our community's largest challenges and unites our efforts to envision a shared future of prosperity and progress for Lincoln. Promoting housing where all residents can live in a quality home they can afford leads to healthier lives and more stable families. This has been a community priority for many years. I applaud Mayor Gaylor Baird for her commitment to this issue and her support of the community financing strategy we are implementing today through the expansion of CDR. We know that there is a significant gap in the availability of and access to capital for quality, affordable housing for low-income and minority residents to create sustainable neighborhoods and stable households. Specifically, there is a need to create new affordable homes for those that are housing cost burdened, meaning that they pay 30% or more of their incomes on rent or mortgage payments and utilities. Over the next 10 years, 5,000 units will need to be developed to address this gap. The Lincoln Community Foundation is proud to support this community endeavor and to assist with the development of the resources needed to finance our vision of quality homes for all. I'd like to welcome to the podium Mark Hansen, CDR volunteer, and Jeff Bruning, the interim executive director, to tell you more about how it will work for our community.
Thank you, Barb. Good morning. I'm Jeff Bruning, and I'm the current interim executive director of Community Development Resources, CDR. We are an existing nonprofit financial organization with a mission of providing capital, technical assistance, and training opportunities for small businesses. We loan to startups and existing businesses that have a viable business plan. CDR is certified as a community development financial institution under the U.S. Treasury Department. Our purpose is to provide financial resources and services to people and communities underserved by traditional financial markets. We are proud of our long history of serving small businesses, especially minority and women-owned businesses, startup businesses, and businesses in low-income neighborhoods. We open doors that traditional financial institutions cannot. I'm glad to be here today to tell you about the expansion of our resources to more small businesses and to celebrate the addition of a new mission to our work in affordable housing. Mark Hansen, CDR volunteer, will tell you more about those efforts.
Thank you, Jeff, for your service to CDR and our community. Together with Jeff, the mayor, Barb, and many, many other supporters and stakeholders, we are expanding and growing the mission of CDR. In the simplest terms, we'll do this by creating new subsidized funding sources, including philanthropic contributions and federal programs, like the low-income housing tax credit, to serve more people and purposes in our city. We've expanded our board membership and taken on the ambitious goal of raising millions of dollars in lending capital over the next year. We intend to recruit and hire additional staff members with the expertise to achieve our goals. We're also going to develop a special care committee, a committee dedicated to ensuring that all voices are heard in the affordable housing conversation, and that our other strategies, like policy changes and homelessness prevention, are incorporated into our vision. We're grateful for the support of the mayor, the Lincoln Community Foundation, and specifically Barb Bartle, and to Councilman Sandra Washington for her support. I'd like to invite Sandra up to the podium now to say a few words.
Thank you, Mark. Well, I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here this morning with my co-chair, Mark Hansen, on the Affordable Housing Coordinated Task Force. As a member of the Lincoln City Council and a stakeholder in the Affordable Housing Action Plan, I am pleased to be a part of this announcement. I'm confident that Community Development Resources will be an exceptional partner in achieving our affordable housing goals. We know from our research that Lincoln needs to both create new housing and preserve and improve the quality of our existing housing stock. Grants and loans available through CDR will help our community partners, landlords, and developers do just that, especially for low-income and minority renters and home buyers. Today's expansion is an important step in the right direction. I'll turn it back to Mayor Gaylor Baird to take your questions.
Thank you, Councilwoman, and thank you to all of you in your respective roles in launching the expansion of community development resources. This effort, which represents the next step of implementation of our Affordable Housing Coordinated Action Plan, will help realize our vision of Lincoln's future, a future in which all people in every neighborhood across the city have a high-quality, affordable place to live, and enjoy the sense of community belonging that makes it feel like a home. And with that, we are happy to take any questions from the media.
So in concrete terms, what are you going to do? You're going to you have to be below a certain income level and you get a certain grant, or how does it work?
Well, I'll let some of the folks from CDR come up and answer some of the more technical questions, but what I would say is that this is creating a lending consortium. We're going to raise money to expand the resources that are available to provide gap financing to developers, for instance, so that they can have a better shot at actually pulling off an affordable housing development and project. And then there's all kinds of potential for creating other layers of financing to make these projects viable, to help landlords rehabilitate their properties. Mark, would you like to come up and share a little more about the thresholds that we're talking about?
So there are different levels, and the mayor talked about two of them, affordable housing, and that is targeted to incomes of about 60% of median income to make the rents affordable. And LIHTC today is the primary tool used for that, and that is a rationed resource. So Lincoln hasn't done an affordable housing project. This year was the first one in about 10 years. So we need to do more of that. That's the tool in our toolbox today. But there are many other resources that Lincoln hasn't used that are available by being a CDFI that we can also get from the federal government. And we will, over time, tap all of those also so we can expand into other areas.
So if I'm hello? If I'm a renter who makes 60% of the median household income, say $30,000, how much of a rent subsidy or down payment aid could I get out of this?
Got to do my math in my head here a little bit, but area median income is about 70,000 today for a household of two. And so 60% of that is 42,000. That's
Right.
about $3,500 a month. And so the targeted rents for there would be about $1,000 or less, including utilities, to achieve that 30% figure.
So this program makes up the difference between the 30% and whatever the market rent is?
There are tools today, and LIHTC is one of the main ones, Fred, to accomplish that. We just need to do more of it in Lincoln than we have in the past to increase it.
5,000 more people in a year or something? What's the concrete goal?
5,000 additional housing units, either new or rehab existing to extend the life over a 10-year period, about 500 a year.
Okay.
So wait, and just to be clear, this is Margaret Reese from the Journal Star. Just to be clear, in addition to the housing tax credits, what are the other tools you want to start using?
So there's really three levels that the community can do. Philanthropy is one of them. Getting money from philanthropy, that can replace the low-income housing tax credit. Community land trusts are another one. And TIF is a third one. As we grow and expand, we can use other federal programs that Lincoln has not used in the past, like new market tax credits and that sort of thing. So there's a number that we have to start with, and there's others that we can aspire to over time.
New units. I know some of them you said we would remake better for them. The new ones, are we talking about tiny homes, duplexes, or apartments, or all of the above?
The number one tool is going to be rental housing. Home ownership then is the second phase that you want people to graduate into, and we can help them with down payment assistance loans, etc. Size of houses will be an issue, and as I mentioned, community land trusts are all ways. And we have other partners in the community that we'll work with, like NeighborWorks and Habitat, to accomplish some of those goals. If you think about it this way, we are an infrastructure finance organization for housing. That's really what we are. And we're going to pool all the community resources together to do that. And it takes government, it takes banking, it takes business, and it takes philanthropy to get that done locally, and then leverage the federal dollars or state dollars to make it happen. So, and a coordinated effort with focus every day where people on staff will be getting up and thinking about that and executing plans is a critical part of it, because we all know that most of our goals don't happen unless we do it intentionally.
And do we know where in town we're going to start building these new homes?
Yesterday, there was an article in the newspaper about the Lincoln Housing Authority, and I think they've got a location, land they've already acquired out on Southwest Folsom. Ultimately, the newer units will probably be built outside of existing neighborhoods because there isn't enough space to do it in the existing neighborhoods. Okay? But wherever Lincoln Public Schools is going, we should be there with a housing development that creates a mixed income neighborhood for our community. It'll be healthier that way.
Any other questions from the media? All right. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We're really, really proud of the stakeholders who have come together to help advance affordable housing in our community, to create this new resource. And we have a lot of work still to do, so we're going to get back to it. Thank you.